confusion, I release pain of illusion. Yes, there's only one solution. Yeah, yeah. What I found is oh so simple. Deeper love in a temple, and I found it in the stillness of my soul. 'Cause all there is God. Oh, yeah. All there is God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All there is God. Let me hear your voice. All there is God. Now I'm resting in the knowing that my good is overflowing, and my faith is ever growing. Yeah, yeah. Oh, take me back to the beginning. I feel the Spirit moving in me. Make me stronger, make me willing. Yeah. All there is God. Oh, yeah. All there is God. Oh, everywhere you turn. All there is God.
All there is love.
All there is love.
All there is peace.
All there is peace. Past all understanding.
All there is truth.
All there is truth.
All there is God.
All there is God.
All there is God.
All there
All there is God. God is all there is.
all there is. Now I'm resting in the knowing that my good is overflowing, and my faith is ever growing. Yeah, yeah. Take me back to the beginning. Feel my spirit moving in me. Make me stronger, make me willing. Yeah. All there is God. All there is God. Yeah. All there is God. Oh, God. Everywhere you turn. All there
How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? Given the chance, I'm gonna tell you now. How many ways can I give thanks for the blessings I have known? I've got a list, and I will tell you how. Grateful for each breath awake, grateful for each step I take, grateful that I'm here to play my part. Grateful for the morning sun, grateful when the day is done, grateful that I have you in my heart. Grateful for this universe, for the better and the worse. Grateful that this world keeps spinning round. Grateful for my memories, grateful for my hopes and dreams, grateful for the blessings I have found. Give praises for all the gifts I have. Given the chance, I'm gonna shout out loud. Grateful for each breath awake, grateful for each step I take, grateful that I'm here to play my part. Grateful for the morning sun, grateful when the day is done, grateful that I have you in my heart. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful now.
The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. One day I traveled to Berlin to see just where the wall was. They tore it down in '89 in the name of love. But to some of us the wall still stands, and to some it never did. The problem lies not in the stones, but in the minds that built it. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. Everyone around the world all feel the same emotions. The children know what Lenin said, that all we need is love. We've glorified the intellect and sacrificed the heart. Let's blow the walls to kingdom come. We all can do our part, yeah. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. Paradise is nothing but a state of mind when there's love in your heart. Unity is waiting just around the bend. Now's the time for us to do our part. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers.
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community and we believe that there are many paths to one divinity. So what does that mean for you sitting at the house, watching on YouTube, or down the road someday on Facebook, or today with us? We have 10 different faith perspectives. We couple those with 10 different musical artists of the positive, uplifting variety. And Becky and I say hello and goodbye, and we send it all to our tech magician, and he magically makes it wonderful for everyone. So, if you want to help us in this endeavor, www.peopleofdiversity.org. At that website, there is a donate button in the middle of the page. If you will use that one to support as you feel led to. That's all I know.
We are on the topic of charity. Last week we started the new year, New Year's Day, off with a bang. Rabbi Pat Hickman and her musical guest was Keith Leon, and they did an awesome job. It was an excellent service. If you missed it, go back and pick it up on YouTube or on Facebook. Today we have our dear friend from the Kashi Ashram down in Sebastian, Florida, Swami Dumavati. And her musical guest is Jennifer Farron, who is always excellent. She always does something special just for us pod people. And then next week we have our Christian representative, Reverend Solidia Junis, and her musical guest will be Victor Morgado. So, past services are available on the People of Diversity Facebook group, Facebook page, or you can go to the YouTube, our newly developed YouTube station, and pick them up there. We have a deep dive, a live Zoom deep dive after the morning service from 11:45 until 12:15. The link to that is probably below, and also on the event or in the feed. So it's easy to get to. Just push the button. To find it. Right. Yeah. Lots of ways. It's fun. We get together live. We can see each other. Swami Dumavati very often joins us, so we can talk about what her thoughts were, or what our thoughts were on her message. Any questions we have.
Questions are the fun part.
It's really good. So join us for that. It's nice to see everybody. And then on Sunday evening at 5:45, we rebroadcast the morning service. It's on Facebook Live, so you can, if you want to watch it again, which we very often do, or you can send somebody back that if you heard something that touched you or you think would help somebody that you know, send them back to that 5:45 service. And that's the service that we pin to the top of the page. You can get Facebook notifications about services by joining the People of Diversity Facebook group, Facebook page. Just go on there, ask to join, we'll let you in, and on Sundays you will get a little blip that says push the button, and it makes it really easy. So.
The other thing is on YouTube now, every service is, the morning service is broadcast on YouTube Live as a premiere as well. So if you prefer that format and don't want to be on Facebook on Sunday morning, you can go straight to the YouTube page, People of Diversity, the one with all the hands, right? And you can get there at 10:30 and get the very same service. You'll be able to interact on the comment board, and then that's what we then label and connect to the playlist so that you can research anything you want down the road.
Thank you. Okay, each week we bless a country. So if you have any information, facts, pictures, whatever about the country that we're blessing next week, send them to the email address below and we'll use them in our country blessing. Next week is Jamaica, and I know there are people out there watching this right now that have been to Jamaica. I myself have not been to Jamaica, but if you have anything about Jamaica, send it to me and we'll use it.
I have 2 pictures.
Do you?
Yes.
I want to see them.
Okay.
All right. This week we are blessing Italy, and I have some really fun, cool things about Italy. Italy is a peninsula in southern Europe. It's about the size of California and has a little more than 60 million people. But the interesting thing is their population has been declining for several years. Italy is 83% Roman Catholic, but only about 28% are actually practicing, going to church on Sundays and all the times that Catholics go to church. Only 28% of that 83%. The other 17% is a mixture of other religions or no religion at all. Italy is the 4th most visited country in the world. Lots and lots of people go to Italy. One of the popular places to go is the Trevi Fountain in Rome. It is 85 feet high and 160 feet wide. Around $1.5 million is tossed by tourists into the fountain each year. Actually, euros are tossed, but it's worth $101.5 million. It's tossed into the fountain each year, and that money is donated to the poor. The Trevi Fountain has been in several films. You can probably recognize it looking at the picture, including the 1954 movie Three Coins in the Fountain. It's a very well-known landmark. All right, here we go. The average Italian consumes a half a pound of bread every single day and 55 pounds of pasta a year. Half a pound of bread a day and 55 pounds of pasta a year. Italy is the world's largest wine producer. They average 26 gallons of wine per person per year. There is a free wine fountain in a small town in northern Italy that flows 24/7 with locally produced red wine. So, half a pound of bread a day, 55 pounds of pasta a year, 26 gallons of wine a year. You would think
of never-ending wine.
Right. You might think that this is that this might be a health issue, but no. The average age of people in Italy is 41, and the average life expectancy is 80 years old. Also, the birth rate is less than 2 kids per family, which explains why their population has been decreasing for the last several years. Notable inventions are cologne, eyeglasses, ice cream cones, and pizza, of course, pizza. And our last fact is all 3 of Europe's active volcanoes are in Italy. It's Mount Vesuvius, Mount Etna, and Mount Stromboli. Mount Etna and Mount Stromboli are probably smoking as we speak. They are still quite active. Mount Vesuvius hasn't gone off in several years, but is considered active. But these other 2 are really active. Every day, more and more lava, a little bit of smoke coming out. So, really a cool, interesting place. Lots and lots of tourists go there because it is so interesting, so much history, so much art. So we want to hold the people of Italy in our hearts, knowing they want the same things in their lives that we want in ours. They want peace, they want abundance, they want love, security for their families. So we hold the people of Italy in our hearts, and we say these words together. May peace prevail in Italy. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Miss Jennifer Farron, coming from hopefully her cool studio, something just for us, which keeps her so dear to our heart. And Swami should be coming from her office at Kashi Ashram. And without further ado, we'll dive right in. See you on the other side.
Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Farron from Atlanta, Georgia, coming to you from my upstairs studio. I awoke last night and thought of these lyrics. I was really intent on getting my videos done to send into Pod, and I had been thinking about the theme of charity and what it is to give. And that had been going around in my mind all week, and early this morning actually I awoke, and these were the lyrics that came to me. And so I wrote this song special for all you folks out there. I hope you like it. It's in the giving. What's the greatest thing we can do? Is there a difference we can make? When a need and energy, action and activity, or simply lend an ear and let someone know the way is clear. We can give our hearts and we can give our time. We could give ourselves and then we find it's in the giving. It's in the giving. Sing it with me. It's in the giving. It's in the giving. Sing that again. It's in the giving. We're truly living. Namaste, y'all. I couldn't think of a better way to sing about charity than having love in our hearts. So we're going to sing a song by Jackie DeShannon, we meaning all of us, because I'm sure you know it. Even if you don't know the verses, you can sing along on the choruses. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, so please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. Yes, the world will be a better place. Yes, the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Verse 2, everybody. Another day goes by and still the children cry. Put a little love in your heart. If you want the world to know, we won't let hatred grow. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. Yes, the world will be a better place. Oh, the world will be a better place for you and me. We'll just wait and see. Oh, put a little love in your heart. 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 Third verse. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide kindness will be your guide, put a little love in your heart. Oh, and the world will be a better place. Yes, the world will be a much, much better place. Yes, the world will be a better place for you and me. We'll just wait and see. Oh, put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart.
Namaste. My name is Swami Dumavati, and I come to you today from Sacred Kashi in Sebastian. And our fantastic topic today is charity. So I love this topic because to me it's, originates perhaps in the Christian perspective, faith, hope, and charity, these great attributes. So my association with the word charity comes from a biblical kind of connotation that I'm now very vague on, so don't quote me on the specifics. However, a corollary that I would like to bring today is in the Hindu/yoga perspective and traditions. And it's very interesting because to me, there's a connotation, this is my connotation, with charity is a little bit like, well, I can help you. Like, how am I helping you? There's a little bit of a kind of inequality in the dynamic between the person doing the charity and the person receiving the charity. So and that's perhaps subtle, maybe true, maybe not, but just my relationship to that word charity. So in the Hindu / yoga / Sikh tradition, there is the actually ancient concept of karma yoga. And this is a type of yoga. There are several different kinds of yoga, and this is karma yoga is where this kind of fits, if you will. And karma yoga, there's a specific word called seva. And seva is really selfless service. And I think of that perspective of charity, of giving to others, where it is selfless and it doesn't have this, in my mind, have the difference in energetic status, if you will, between the giver and the receiver. And I want to kind of referring to a couple of scriptures here, starting with the Bhagavad Gita. So the Bhagavad Gita is the text surrounding Krishna's teaching of Arjuna. And there's a very well-known section that is about detachment from the fruits of our labors. And I think, not that this is specific to, let's say, charity / seva, but it speaks about not expecting a result, not expecting, personal benefit as a result of your actions. And a couple of the verses, this is from the 3rd chapter in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, so without clinging, always perform actions to be done. When one performs actions to be done without clinging, one attains the highest. So that's right there a perspective of being empty in service. There's also this karma yoga. So here's tricky, right? So here's the thing. Often people want to do charity or seva, karma yoga, in order to get merit, right? Good karma, I'm such a good person because I'm doing this. And it is said that while this may be true, if you're attached, as it says in the Bhagavad Gita, if you're attached to being known as a charitable person or doing lots of seva service and how wonderful you are, if you're attached to that, then you actually don't get the good karma that you're thinking that you're getting. That it's you can't have it as a conditional giving, right? And so that's a big line for me in charity. Is if charity is conditional, if seva karma yoga is conditional, that we expect something from you, that we want you to follow our religion or whatever, right? This is a very missionary model. If I take care of you and save your soul, then you have to do something for me. It's like a currency, an exchange where I'm expecting something in return. But if the service, the seva can be empty of expectation, empty of the want of a result, then that is actually the best, if you will. And going to the Sikh community for a moment, they have a beautiful, let's see if I can pull this up while I'm recording. Yes, I messed that up. Anyway, the Sikhs say that seva or karma yoga is a form of worship, is paying homage, is an act of love. And I think about this. It isn't even subtle. It's a really amazing perspective, I think, on service, on seva. And I have been the recipient of their service. I have participated on a number of occasions in a big event called the Parliament of the World's Religions. And there would be, like 5,000 people there or something. And it was in different places that I'd actually experienced this. And every time the Sikhs would provide a free meal to everybody. And all the Sikhs participated. There was even one which it really touched me, that they washed your feet before you came in, that everybody's shoes were dusted off and cleaned off. They washed your feet, and then you entered into the dining hall, and then they served you. Everybody sat on the floor. It's called langar, and you sit on the floor and you're fed. And it's such a humbling, you can feel it, right? It's such a humbling experience to receive in that manner, where they are totally grateful to be of service to you, and that there is no expectation of anything, and that it involves total humility. And actually in India, you may or may not know, the main temple in India in Amritsar is called the Golden Temple. And every day they feed tens of thousands of people free. This is free. And that is part of their community. So if you're ever in a city where there is a large Sikh community and you go to their temple, their Gurdwara, they almost certainly will have meals. And it's really just an extraordinary gift to experience that. So, going to change tracks just a little bit here. So, in Hinduism, in the Shaivite tradition, which is the tradition that Kashi's teachings are kind of embodied in, if you will, Shiva is the god of destruction. So Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. He's the third of the main deities. And he is very detached, right? He sits up in the mountains and he meditates all the time, and he's very stark, very, very stern. But the story goes that he came out of his meditation one day and was looking down from the mountains on the earth, and he said, and he started crying because he saw how cruel people are to each other. And he cried. And where his tears fell on the ground, trees grew. And here we go. Here, this seed is the seed from that tree. It's called the Rudraksha. and they call it the Tears of Shiva. At that same time also, he turned to his wife, Parvati, and he asked her, he said, what do humans need to learn in order to stop being cruel to each other in this way? And she said, they need to learn humility. So he said, okay, fine, then I will take, Shiva, one of these really major gods, he said, I will take the form of an animal and I will serve my student Rama. So he did. He took the form of a monkey who was called Hanuman. And the story about Hanuman and his service to Rama is in the Hindu epic, the Ramayana, which is very dramatic and lots of wars and all sorts of things. It's great. It's a great story. So at Kashi and in the Shaivite tradition, we honor Hanuman, and you're like, oh, he's a monkey? He took the form of a monkey? Why do you care about a monkey? What are you worshipping a monkey for? Well, we're emulating this aspect of humility. And one of his other attributes is service. He was totally devoted to Rama, his student Rama. And he always like, okay, Rama, what do you need? Let me go do it. And that was his sole purpose, was humility and service. And even though he was a great god himself and had many spiritual attributes, I always call him like the Hindu superhero, because he could fly and he could leap over oceans and he could become small, he could become really big. He had all these attributes, and yet it wasn't about him. It wasn't about how powerful and special and wonderful he was. It was about Rama and what Rama needed. So this is our example, if you will, about service, about not caring about the fruits of your actions and taking care of others in this way. So also in our philosophy, if you will, at Kashi, our guru's guru, our Parama Guru, his name was Neem Karoli Baba. Actually, his picture is here. This is Neem Karoli Baba. And he was a great Indian saint. And he taught for many, many, many years. But two words we take from his entire lifetime of being an incredibly enlightened being. Feed everyone. So in India, there are many hungry people. Yes, you need to feed people food. There's something so nurturing in that, and also people need to eat. In the West, the feeding is not necessarily, in my mind, so linked to food as to spiritual food, to nurturing people with what is missing for them, what they hunger for, that maybe they haven't found, they don't know where to go to get it. And so this feeding is part of service, of seva. And then the second word, right, so that was feed. The second word, everyone. Again, in India, taking that back to the context of him in India, there is a caste system, or there was a caste system, I would say it still exists, where, these people don't talk to that people, and they can't touch their food, or they're be in their shadows, or like all sorts of crazy things. But Baba's saying everyone. So without distinction, without prejudice, feed everyone across the board. And I kind of try and relate that to our society, to our times. And I think about all the people within our society who are other, that are outcasts. I think of immigrants. I think of the LGBTQ community and the crazy things that have been done for trans people right now. And just, it's feed everyone. Again, not attached to the results of your actions means I don't care who it is that I'm serving. Yes, I do care tremendously because I will serve them, but I'm not separating myself from that person. I'm not making myself different or more special or more holy because I'm the one who's doing it. And Ma was absolutely emphatic about service. It was a core of her teachings, and she herself exemplified the server, if you will. I think most of you know, but I'll just repeat it if that's okay. She worked tremendously during the 90s and the turn of the 21st century with people with AIDS. And she brought all of Kashi, like, you are going to go out and do these things and help me. And it was unbelievable time to be learning about taking care of others, about unbelievable amount of work that she did with people with AIDS all over the country and actually all over the world, to be honest. So I just want to read a little bit about her and her relationship to service and how she uses it, if you will. There is a great joy in service. It comes from the same place as all joy, quieting your ego mind so your spirit can shine through. Call it God, call it the soul, call it the higher mind, call it your highest, truest self. Through service, you will realize that you are not the doer, and that God or love is working through you. Any act of service becomes a state of surrender to something bigger than your ego. In this way, the ego is put to rest. It is not taking credit. It is not confusing you with discussions of your motives. It's not worrying about its karma and not telling you that you've been doing too much or too little. There was another thing I think is slightly, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Lord Hanumanji is known as the god of service. He teaches how to serve from the very core of the heart. The key is to serve God with the purest devotion. To serve God with all your heart is to be freed from the misery and brittleness that comes to those who have forgotten the love of God. No one is higher and no one is lower. Service is the great equalizer of all beings, those being served and those who are serving in the name of God. You will expand the horizons of your consciousness through serving others. Through service that is as selfless as Lord Hanumanji's, you will gain insight into the abundant spiritual potential that lives hidden in your unconscious. So, charity, service, seva, karma yoga, whatever words you choose to use and whatever you feel comfortable with, I say, yes, we must serve others as we serve ourselves, right? We also need to take care of ourselves better than we take care of others, because otherwise we can't take care of others. We're already played out. So that is our session about charity. And namaste.
Thank you, Jennifer. Amazing as pre-build. We're so grateful you're part of our community. Thank you for all that you do and always showing up for us. Swami Dumavadi, we look forward to seeing you in a few minutes. Thank you again for the deeper insight. Mr. Lupo and crew, thank you all for all that you do. If you have needs in the audiovisual department, see Philip and his team, and they will take very good care of you. Now, if you're watching the morning service, there's a deep dive right after. Come and visit with us, hang out, ask Swami some questions, see your friends, and perhaps meet some new folks. But join us; it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy it. And then, how do you get the Sunday morning reminder? How do you go back and look at old videos? You have to join the People of Diversity page or group, and that will give you a Sunday morning notification. Or connect into your YouTube page, so you'll get a notification from that, because it's also a premiere on there. But that allows you to be notified, and again, you can go back and watch it whenever you want. They're all archived, so they're forever available. Now, every day at 5:45, or every Sunday at 5:45, we rebroadcast the morning service again as a premiere for the evening service. But it is the same service as the one from the morning. That service we pin to the top on Facebook. So it's all available anytime you want it, or if you want to go through the process of being at church on Sunday, which we really enjoy, we get to do that too. Next week we have Reverend Lydia Junis coming in from New York, and she will be accompanied by Victor Margado coming in from Toronto, Ontario. So a truly national, international
up north.
Yeah, way up north where it's frozen solid right now. But they'll send lots of love and charity and wonder to us, and we look forward to that.
So, if you would like to help with this process, go to www.peopleofdiversity.org. Go to the middle of the page and press that donate button. You can set up a regular tithe. You can set up a one-time offering. We pay our speakers. We pay our musicians. We pay our technical team. So every penny that you donate goes to a good cause. And the pod also tithes. Next week I'll be telling you what our recent tithes have been, what we send our tithes to, and it's all good stuff. So join us for that, and we're going to take a minute right now. Take a breath. Close your eyes if you feel so inclined. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for all that the pod is, all that the pod does, all of the people involved with the pod. We are so grateful for our speakers. If you knew them, every single one of them is just an awesome individual. The same thing with our musicians. We are just so grateful for all of these people that help us and join us. And particularly our technical team, who takes whatever kind of crazy gets thrown at them every week and makes something beautiful out of it. And we know that the ripples from the pod are spreading far and wide. And we are so grateful, and we say amen.
Amen.
Okay, don't turn off yet. We're going to do our energetic healing circle. Bring to your mind's eye any person, place, thing, situation that might need some extra love. We know there's a football player out there from the Buffalo Bills. That prayer has been amazing this week. Such a public outpouring that of prayer and of faith and not any particular religion or any particular God or anything like that. Just a whole millions of people coming together and sending their energy out to help this young man that got hurt last week, and that's been quite quite an amazing.
Remarkable.
It is.
Yeah.
It has been quite amazing, and a turn, I think, at least in this country's attitude about religion, when it's really spirituality that we're looking at. So prayers for him, prayers for anyone that you know that needs extra love, and open yourself up. We're sending our energy around in this circle, and open yourself up, because it's coming around. The people that are in this circle with us are sending their energy to you, and you're sending your energy to them, and we're all getting better and being happier and more loving, and it's just a beautiful thing. So let's listen to this last song and have a great week, and we will see you next week. Thank you.
Bye now.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the light.